Yo, yo, yo! What up? This is Scoozy, back with another episode of Help Me Survive Minecraft. Now, if you remember last episode, we were down there working on a barn, but it didn't have a roof. I'm going to go down and show you that in a second. But before I do, I just want to show you the carnage that has happened to my poor little attic. There was a row of stairs here. There were some planks where all of these dirt blocks were. Roof pieces missing. Yeah, and then a big section of the floor here, and all of that is from lightning. Yeah, this is my life. Just constant lightning strikes to my house, my animals, my possessions, my trees out in my yard. It's a little outrageous. So I just want to show you the barn. The last time we finished, it was without a roof. And I explained that I wanted to do that so that I could go out and find some cows and put them in our little cow collection area as easily as possible. So I did that off camera, and I was breeding up some cows and then AFKing up in my attic while they grew up and got ready to be bred again. And anyways, I AFK'd there for a little while and came back. And that's when I found all the holes in my roof, my missing wall, and my missing floor. And I came in here, and in my cow catching area, the bottom corner, like back there, right back there, it was missing, and my cows were dead. I had 4 of them, or 6 of them in there. And normally that's not a huge deal, but my area seems to be basically devoid of cows. I've checked everywhere, and I can't really find cows anywhere close to my house. Like, closer than 2,000 blocks, they just don't exist. Or they haven't, like, any of the times that I've gone looking for them. So, needless to say, it's been a bit of a struggle getting cows back and forth here. What I did was I put the roof on to protect them from lightning, finished the barn completely up, and then brought them in and up a little staircase into there, and then I put another little roof of half slabs. So these cows here should be totally protected from lightning strikes, and knock on wood, of course, because my luck, something will find a way through. And then in there I have a couple backup cows. Let's see if I can just... Oh! Hit him with an ender pearl. He didn't like that. Yeah, so back up, and this one's not named. So hopefully our cow supply is now completely taken care of. And there we go. Got another one. And we shouldn't have to worry about having to try and find cows ever again, because let me tell you, it's a pain in my butt. So yeah, this is the completed barn. We got some nice little trims on the side, big tall roof. The front here, I'm eventually going to put a post out of the front with some sort of like crane device, because these upper holes in barns are usually where they bring hay in and out, bales of hay. And I think that would be a nice touch. The only problem is that despite my best efforts, and I thought I counted this like 3 times, this front wall here is an even number of blocks. So, yeah. Hey, stop it. Yeah. So one center post is not going to be very possible. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to fix that. Maybe that will mean that I don't actually put one up. But I tell you what I'm not doing is tearing down this wall and adding a block to the width of the barn, because I've already had to rearrange the door, and I built the roof twice, I think, or at least twice, maybe 2.5 times. So I'm done. I'm done building this barn. Up top there, we just have like a platform. I may put a ladder up at some point, may not, I don't know. Really, the only thing this is for is to hide the entranceway to our enchantment room, which hides the entranceway to our secret Enderman library and study. which I have started just a little bit of work on here. So this is going to be the platform that our library is built upon. Right now it's pretty regular. It's like symmetrical on all four sides, but it doesn't give you a lot of room on these like diagonals. So I may extend it out a bit more. What I definitely don't want is square. And I also can't get too much closer to these walls. So yeah, that center smooth andesite block is the center of our item elevator. So basically, for anyone who hasn't followed the series, shame on you. No, I'm just kidding. But our plan in here is to build kind of like a mystic library where Minecraft players of past ages have studied Enderman. Because if you don't know, I hate Enderman. They are always stealing my stuff, and they make things really not cool. So this is going to be where they've studied them, and so in our item elevator is going to be a constant trickle of written books, which have the same glow as like enchanted items do, and ender pearls. And they're just going to be traveling up through this center glass area, and then we're going to store all of our enchanted books that we have kind of around here. And I got like a couple of these, and what I'm thinking is I don't know if I should put books like this up and then leave a center blank and then posts in the corners. Like, do I have any wood? Yep. Like this. Or if I should do posts here and here, and I don't think yeah, like that, and then a space, and then post like that. I'm thinking overall this might look better. It'll just require a few more books to make a few more bookcases, but that shouldn't be an issue now that we have a steady supply of leather, because we certainly have no shortage of paper. So yeah, I'm thinking I might do it this way. Let's build this up a bit more and just see. Maybe like that. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then the center will just be like, yeah. That being said, maybe I was just thinking maybe I should change some of this glass in this tower to like a solid block so that we only see the center. But no, I think I'm gonna leave it. It may look a little weird from down here, but from anywhere around, it's gonna look pretty awesome. So I'm gonna harvest up some cows, make some more bookshelves, get some more supplies, and then I'll come back down here and we'll work on this a little bit more. All right, back in a sec. Okay, and we're back. So yeah, I got some bookcases in. It's all framed up. Oh, let me take this out of the way. It's all framed up like that. I'm thinking I should put like another row, maybe up here. Like that, on all four sides. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I don't really have a plan for this, really, to speak of. I'm kind of winging it, but I kind of have a little bit of a vision in my head. But, oh, terrible. But nothing concrete. So I'm going to probably play around with it off camera so that you're not watching me change my mind 100 times or so. And once I've got a little bit more done in this center area, I'll bring you back and kind of go over it with you. All right, back in a second. I'm back. I've done a little bit of work, changed the design a couple times, but I'm liking this one. I'd ask you what you think, but you're in the future and this is in the present, so I guess I'm just gonna have to roll with it, and if you hate it, let me know and I'll try to work something else out. But I kind of like that at the moment. It's not too shabby. These torches here will be substituted for end rods. I just have the torches in for now because there were some spiders spawning up here already. And I don't really want to get knocked off and into one of those pools of lava. So the next step for me, I think, is going to be the item streams that are going to circle this room. So I guess my concept for this is that when you're standing in the center, anywhere you look, you're going to see ender pearls and books just traversing around you, kind of in like a spiral, and then coming up through the center of this. So at the very bottom of this item elevator, I have some redstone, and that's just a dropper. So, oh, probably broke something there. Yeah, that should be redstone dust. So, oh, I just can't control my pick apparently. Where'd that piece of stone go? Yeah, so this time for real. The dropper's on the other side of here, and it's the comparator's taking a signal through the stone bricks from the dropper, and it sends out a pulse here, and then sends out another pulse. So basically what that means is when the last item is here, it will still get a pulse to power this block, which will power the dropper or the dispenser. And then you'll get your item popped up, and it just basically floats up the column until it reaches an air block, and that air block is up in the very, very ceiling. So what I need to do is figure out wherever the bottom of this water item stream is, and then connect that via hoppers into the dropper, or the dispenser, I guess, which is right there. So I'll need hoppers running into that, and they'll collect the items at the bottom of their journey, and then pump them back up. And then in the ceiling where these items come out, there's going to be an item stream that will take it into the very start of the circuit. So long story short, or I guess should have been a short story, it's now long. They're going to swirl around, make their way down, pump back up the center, and then repeat. And so I'm going to have a lot of ender pearls and a lot of books, and there's just going to be a constant stream of them just circling everywhere and then traveling up the center. And then that should make everything look pretty crazy, or at least that's my idea. I have no idea how it's actually going to work out in the end, but I guess we'll see. So my next step is to acquire just a ton of glass and a ton of packed ice. I have one shulker box full of packed ice now, but I don't think that's going to be enough to wrap around this room however many times it's going to happen. So I might have to go get another one of those, which kind of sucks because the ice spikes biome that I found is nowhere close to home. We're talking like probably almost 15,000 blocks away, so I'm not looking forward to that. But you know, that's the grind. That's the game. So I'm gonna go and work on the item stream. There'll probably be a fairly big break in recording because this is going to be a long process, and I want to make sure that I do it properly. So I'm gonna focus on it. And once I have that done, I'll come back and I'll show you the finishing touches. All right, back in a few.
Okay, I'm back. So I've got a little bit of progress done on the item stream system. It may not look like a whole lot, but each one of these layers involve digging out an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows deep and 2 tall. So that's a lot of digging. There's a lot of glass, a lot of end rods, and I've made several trips to the end and the nether to get the blaze rods and the chorus fruit necessary to make all these rods. So all told, I've probably put at least 6 hours into this so far, and as you can see, I am just about, maybe I am a third of the way done. And it's going to get a little more difficult when we run into stuff like this and whatnot. So I thought I was going to be able to wrap this episode up real quick today. Not real quick, but a lot quicker than this. And now I just don't think that that's possible. But I do want to come back and show you, you know, the progress that I've made. The time that I put in is now not for naught. I just want to show you, throw in a couple of end rods there, because I have my dynamic lighting on with Optifine, and so you can see them zipping around. So just imagine this as a constant stream of ender pearls and magic books, and I think I'm also going to use end rods for the lighting effect, because I just think that's really cool. And yeah, so every level they just kind of drop down and switch directions. And it's kind of noisy in here like water, but I don't know, that's okay. I don't mind it. And yeah, so it's going to take them quite a bit of time to make it all the way from the top to the bottom of the system, which is kind of good. And surprising, seeing as how fast they're moving. They just zip along those hard and ice streams. So yeah, this is the progress I've made so far. I'm going to keep plugging away at it. It'll probably take me most of today, most of tomorrow, maybe a little bit of the next day. And I will not be back until I have all of this done down to the floor. And then it'll be time to show you the system that we're going to use to get them back up to the top here. And then I'm going to try, now there's no promises here, but I'm going to try to work out a system where all of the items, once they reach the top, dump into it, are sorted back into books, end rods, ender pearls, and then are distributed evenly, like alternating in that pattern, back into the water stream at the top. So that might get tricky, I don't know. But it's something I'm going to give a go, because I would hate to have just like, you know, it group up so there's like 30 in a row ender pearls, and you know, then a string of books, or I don't know. I just don't want them all grouping up, and this is the end of the line right now, which is kind of neat. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing, and don't mind the mess back here. This is all just to get myself out once I'm down there, and it won't be necessary once this thing is done. Whoop, and there we are. So yeah, that's where we're at now, and I guess I'll see you in a few seconds your time, probably a couple of days my time. Back in a bit. Welcome back. So we're done. The item stream has been completed from the roof down to the ground. And this took me quite a bit longer than I expected. Yeah, this is about 2 days after the last clip. But we made it. We got it through. This right here is the final dropping point. But I ran into a little bit of an issue that I didn't really think about, and I probably should have. It takes so long for the items to travel down this item stream that they actually despawn right about I think it's like four levels from the, like right about here. They've reached the 5-minute mark and they despawn. So they will not make it to the bottom, and I think to solve that, what I'm going to have to do is come back into this corner about maybe here and have the items fall into a hopper and then get shot back out into the item stream, and that will reset their timer as an entity, and then they should be able to make it to the bottom no problem. So luckily I have some space back there behind that corner, so I shouldn't have any problems fitting that in. It's just not something that I thought about in the beginning, and I probably should have. I also caught this Enderman, and my initial goal with him was I was going to try to flood everything in this room, and then damage him and hope that he would teleport into the center of this thing. I'm still going to try it, but I don't know if that's going to work because they have a radius of teleportation of like 32 blocks. And obviously he's only about 10 or 12 blocks from whatever's behind this wall. And I don't know, it's a big area to try to make spawn proof. So we'll give it a shot, but no promises there. So what's left to do in here? I have to do the item reset system that I just described down there to make sure that we have the entities staying around long enough to make it to the bottom. I have to connect the bottom of the item stream into the redstone clock dropper system underneath here. Where is it there? Yeah, right into there is where they're going to connect. And then up top, above the ceiling, is where I need to do the organization system. So all the items that come up the item elevator will dump into it, and then they'll get sorted back out into the 3 types, and then shot back into the water stream again at the top. And that's how we're going to keep our constant cycle. What else? I have to play around with this center island some more, make it look a little cooler, a little less just stone and stone brick. I might put some vines in there, some cobble. I'm going to texturize this area, put in like some other types of bricks, some cracked ones, whatever. I'm also going to put some like support towers that run up the sides of the walls, just because I really like the effect that this repeating pattern has, but at the same time I want to kind of add a little bit of variation to it. So some big towers up the sides, I think we'll do that pretty nicely. And then once all that is said and done, we should be good to go here for our Enderman library. Yeah. So if you made it to the end of the video, thanks for sticking around. It means a lot to me. There was a lot of work put into getting this far. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, make sure you go down and hit that like button for me. It means a lot. I want to try to grow the channel, so every like is very, very important. If you want to see how this project turns out in the end and you're new to the channel, you should hit the subscribe button, and then you can come back and see how we finish it off and what it looks like when it's all done. Yeah, so I hope that you'll come back next time and see this project in its completion. Thanks for coming. This is Scoozy, and until next time, I'm saying peace!